So meanwhile, we've got Donald Trump, and of course, the Democrats are trying to push the whole thing toward health care, which is a good issue. It's a good issue because of John McCain, because John McCain caused the Republicans to fail to repeal Obamacare, and then they would have had to reform it and fix it. Instead, they've got this kind of limping Frankenstein monster. It just won't die, and it's a mess, and it's going to be a mess, and people are concerned about it, rightly concerned. Obama screwed up everything. He screwed up the Middle East, and he screwed up our healthcare system, made it much worse than it was, and so they're pushing, of course, what they're pushing is universal healthcare, which is even a worse mess. But still, that's their issue, and Trump is trying to keep it on the caravan. This caravan, which I don't know who's paying for it, but this caravan has clearly been a blessing for Trump, and he has played it. He's now sending, I think, approximately 500,000 troops. No, I'm joking. The last I heard it was like 15,000 troops or something. By the time he's finished, the entire American military will be standing on the Mexican border. And he says they're going to play it tough. There is intel coming in that that he is right about the people in this caravan, that many of them armed, some of them are dangerous, some of them present security threats to the United States. And they threw rocks at the Mexican police, and Trump says that is not going to happen here. This is cut number 4.
Because they're throwing rocks viciously and violently. You saw that 3 days ago, really hurting the military. We're not going to put up with that. They want to throw rocks at our military fights back. We're going to consider, and I told them, consider it a rifle. When they throw rocks like they did at the Mexico military and police, I say, consider it a rifle.
And that's tough talk, but he's right. You cannot have your military being, rocks can kill, rocks can really hurt people, but he's talking about that's a really dangerous situation. People can get hurt that way. And they asked Jim Mattis, they're saying, they're talking about this, that Trump is doing this for the election. That's true. This is a good issue for him. It's a good issue for the Republicans. The Democrats do not know what to say because they're secretly for open borders. They like, what did Rush call them? Undocumented Democrats. They like undocumented Democrats coming into the country. So he's right. They're right about this. But you cannot pretend that Trump has not been banging this drum since the last election, since 2016. He has been. This is an issue for him. So he's using it now with the caravan coming. But they're just pretending it's not there, and it is there, so it is a real issue. And they asked Jim Mattis, they say, well, this is just a campaign stunt sending troops to the border. Not a good question to ask Mattis. Here's his response.
Yeah, the support that we provide to the Secretary for Homeland Security is practical support based on the request from the Commissioner of Customs and Border Police. And so we don't do stunts in this department. Thank you.
We don't do stunts, and you got to believe him, because otherwise he'll kill you. He just reaches out and rips your throat out. Are you sure this is not a stunt? I kill you. Mattis is tough, but the thing is, the Democrats have lost their way on this. They have just gone. We've played every possible person we can, like saying that there shouldn't be Democrats, Harry Reid saying there shouldn't be birthright citizenship, and all the Democrats saying, from Barack Obama on down, saying that we can't just have open borders and let people in, but they've all changed. And Project Veritas, which has been going after some of these campaigns in a wicked, wicked way, by which I mean wickedly well, it has got Beto O'Rourke's people just saying, oh, yeah, we're using campaign funds to feed the caravan, to help people through. We're sending trucks down there. And he caught them on this. Let's hear a little bit of that, an excerpt of that.
I just hope nobody that's the wrong person finds out about this.
For me, I can ignore the rules and I don't mind breaking the rules, and I can defend any position.
Yeah, I was going to use the vans too, so we could probably use that. Could we use the vans?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of if we're gonna use that to give some of those immigrants rides to the airport, to the bus station. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm done being nice. I'm done being professional. Because nothing is professional. None of this is that there's a rule.
Yeah,
Don't ever repeat this in public. If we just say we're buying food for some event, like the Halloween events, because there's block walks coming up for Halloween.
Have you been able to go and help out anymore with the other people?
I did yesterday. Tonight we get more. So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Tonight you get more.
There's more people coming.
More people coming? Oh wow.
And this is a fair video, because this is a tone that is coming down from the top First, in terms of immigration, but also in terms of dishonesty. O'Rourke has been lying about the fact that he was in a hit-and-run accident and left the scene of the crime. He's buried an incident that happened in Texas a long time ago. I'll try and get back to that. So this dishonesty, this kind of thing, like there are no rules, we'll say anything, we'll do anything as long as we can do what we want. That's typical leftism. It's the typical way these guys behave. So that's what we've got. We've got Trump on the one side. I'm sending the military. Mattis is going down there personally and will be personally biting the heads off illegal immigrants. That's Trump. And on the other side is, yeah, we're stealing campaign funds to help them, and we don't really care about the people who sent us the money, and we'll do it whatever we want. There's no rule book here. So Trump has an ad, taking advantage of this moment. Trump now has a new ad, very powerful ad. And for those of you who are not watching but are listening, it features this monster, couldn't hardly call him a human being, this Louis Bracamontes, who's now on death row after he murdered 2 California sheriff's deputies. And you will see in this, it's a little hard to hear, but they have subtitles. But you'll see, as when he was in court, he was laughing and saying, "I wish I could have killed more police." And this is featured in the new Trump ad. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please step out of the hallway. Break out soon, kill more. See, the only thing that dead is if I can still too. I wish I could kill more with my kill more cops soon.
He says he wants to apply for pardon for the felony he committed. Attempt of murder.
Who else? It says, who else will the Democrats let in? The Democrats let him in, and President Trump is making America safe again. Let's talk about this ad for a couple minutes here. Bracamontes snuck in, I think, during the Bill Clinton era. He committed crimes. He went back. He was sent back and deported. He broke in again. He broke in, I think, twice more. He came in under the Bush administration. So it's a little bit, a little bit dishonest to say Democrats let him in. Who else will they let in? But, philosophically, it's not as dishonest as all that. There is one side that wants the borders secured. There's one side that wants the border secured, and then you got another side. You got Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying, I just want the ICE to be there to ensure safe passage. Safe passage. One side, I'm reading this book about the way our moral senses are developed, and this is by Jonathan Haidt, The Righteous Mind, and he talks about the different levels of the different ways we react morally to things. And one of them is whether we care about somebody and whether we do harm to somebody. But then there are other ways. And he says that liberals only react on this care harm matrix axis, whereas Republicans and conservatives react on many different axes on our morality. So they're going, I care, these people, and we say, well, wait, yeah, but there are whole other things. The rule of law matters, the borders matter, lots of different things matter. So it is fair to say, illegal aliens have caused a lot of crime. I've visited prisons, a lot of illegal aliens in our prisons, and we have to have some kind of security at the border. It is fair to say that this is an emotional ad. But of course, the left has to call it racist. Why is it racist? It is racist. It shows pictures of people trying to break through the border fences, breaking through border fences. Why is it racist? Because the people in the ad are Mexicans, right? The people in the ad are Mexicans. They're not hanging out on the Canadian border watching, boring old Canadians come over the border like that. First of all, they're not doing it. They're Canadians, so they always apply and go through all the rules and regulations and all this. It is true that a lot of illegals come in by overstaying their visas. That is true, and that's a problem as well. But this is a very, very dramatic problem that is affecting people in the border states. It's not affecting East Coast liberals in New York and L.A. Well, it is affecting them in L.A. But if you're rich enough, they're not coming into your neighborhood. They're not bothering you. You're getting the hardworking people who want to do things, take on the jobs, as they say, that Americans won't take on. This is a serious problem, and he is absolutely right. And they're comparing it to the Willie Horton ad in 1988. This was when Dukakis was running, and Bush ran this ad saying that that this murderer, Willie Horton, had gone off on a furlough program that Dukakis approved of and struck again. Here's that ad.
Bush and Dukakis on crime. Bush supports the death penalty for first-degree murderers. Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton, who murdered a boy in a robbery, stabbing him 19 times. Despite a life sentence, Horton received 10 weekend passes from prison. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend. Weekend prison passes. Dukakis on crime.
That's a very powerful ad. Willie Horton was black. You wouldn't know if you weren't looking at it, but he happened to be black. And let's talk about the new ad. Is this racist? Is it racist? Now, when the Dukakis ad came out, I was a liberal. I voted for Dukakis. And I saw that ad, and they started screaming immediately, oh, the racist. And I thought, what's racist about it? What's racist about it? Oh, I get it. It's racist because the killer happens to be black. So there are two ways to look at the world, right? One of them is through the lens of race, and the other is not through the lens of race. The argument of the left. So if you're not looking through the lens of race, you're only looking at behavior. A man came in and killed 2 sheriff's deputies who had been here illegally before, and he slipped in again. We need border security. I don't care what color he is. And to be honest with you, I don't care what color he is. I do not care what color he is or what color the sheriff's deputies were. The sheriff's deputies, as far as I'm concerned, were colored khaki. They're on my side. They're the good guys. This guy's the bad guy. That's the way I look at it. I'm not saying I'm colorblind. I'm not saying I'm free of all the little glitches that human beings have in their heads. I'm not. But I overcome them. I'm a free human being with a logical mind who can overcome some of those prejudices. And I would say most of those prejudices. I'm just not looking at that. I'm looking, if you let a murderer go free, you have not got the right criminal policy. I thought that then when I was a liberal. I think it now that I'm a conservative. I still think it. And I do not think their charge is valid. I think that you are not allowed to say you cannot criticize this person. If you criticize this person according to and he's a certain color, you are against that color skin. We know you can't do it because they immediately turn around. If a dark person disagrees with them, they immediately jump on him. So it's not about that. It's all about the leftism. As I said yesterday, it's not about the color of the skin. That's a scam.